The latest live stream I've done ever. It's what is it, 11:50? It's about to be midnight. I don't know if I've done a live this late before. Um Maybe I've played some games, maybe I streamed some gameplay probably on the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo, which I got to get back to that. I got to get my setup going back for that so that we can get some gaming, some streaming footage of some gaming going. But I just wanted to go live really quick, not a long live at all, but just wanted to go live real quick just to recap some pickups that I came across. What's going on, Albo? So I was able to actually find some games out in the wild today. Haven't really been able to find really any games at all lately, but was able to get my hands on a few. And instead of doing kind of like a full on recap video, I said, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and just do a quick live just to recap some of these pickups that I found in the wild. So, without any further ado, normally I like to give, a few minutes for more folks to join the live, but I'm going to kind of go through these quickly. I guess if we get more people in here, can always go back through it. But first pickup that we have here is SpongeBob Sunset. What's going on? Yes, I am gonna pick up Ninja Gaiden Ragebound tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. I can't. This weekend is awesome. First of all, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound comes out. I'm gonna get that for the Switch, and then secondly, on Saturday it's the Canelo versus Crawford fight. I'm looking forward to that. Definitely gonna be tuning in for that. Let me know down in the comments who you got. Do you have Canelo? Do you have Crawford? We're gonna see. But yeah, so the first pickup was this complete in box copy of SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. Now, SpongeBob games are actually kind of fun. I had a SpongeBob game on the PlayStation 1 that I thought was pretty cool. I just peel them off. Like I just peel my stickers off. Like these I usually just peel them off and they usually come off pretty easily. I just haven't had a chance to remove them yet. But this is a pretty decent pickup. I've played some of the SpongeBob, like the older SpongeBob games, and they're pretty decent 3D platformers. Like they're pretty decent 3D platformers. That's what you get here. You get a decent, good-looking 3D platformer here. Um, haven't played a ton of it, right? I've played a little bit of it so far, but this is one that I was pretty stoked to find out in the wild. And this whole stack of games, keep in mind, cost me about 115 bucks. So pretty decent there. Next game that we have is Scalar on the GameCube. This was another complete in-box pickup. All these games were complete, by the way, that I was able to get my hands on. So this is another complete find. Scalar, for some reason, is more expensive on the GameCube than it is on the PlayStation 2. I don't know why. It's that GameCube tax, I guess. But this is a pretty fun game. This is another like 3D adventure, like platforming style game, which I thought was pretty cool. There were a lot of these types of games on the sixth generation, and I think it's because like by the time you got to the PlayStation 2, the GameCube, the Xbox, 3D graphics were way better. And so, platformers were still a cool thing. I don't think like the real life sim type of games, the more serious games had taken over. So you got a lot of these like platform type games. And so this was one that I was glad I was able to find overall in decent shape. Not mad at it. Next one we have here is Kids Next Door Operation Video Games. This is actually another pretty cool one. I've never had this game in my collection. I started to play it a little bit. The graphics are really cool. It follows that whole like cell shaded graphical style. So this is one that I was pretty stoked to find out in the wild as well. Um, then we have this copy of Ultimate Spider-Man, complete in box. I do have Ultimate Spider-Man on the GameCube as well as the Xbox, the original Xbox. I wanted to get the Spider-Man version, the PlayStation 2 version, just to see if uh the kind of like the gameplay or the presentation was a little bit different, because I know the presentation is different, I think, on the Xbox versus the GameCube. So, and then it honestly allows me to do a side by side comparison, like which Console does have the best graphics, or did have the best graphics. Right now, I'm gonna say PlayStation 2 is dead last for the graphics on this game. I can't tell if GameCube looks better or if Xbox looks better, but it's definitely not PlayStation 2. Yeah, PlayStation 2 just wasn't it. Last game, and this game actually does look great, was this copy of Ape Escape 3. And this completes the Trinity. You find Tube Slider by NEC yet? Space Invaders on GameCube. No, I haven't found that. But yeah, so Ape Escape 3, I was able to find this complete, and this is in like new condition as well. Like the manual is in great shape. Really, really good shape here. I thought that this was an excellent copy. It's tough to kind of find these games complete. What's funny is that I do have Ape Escape 1. I had all three, and then I sold off both of my Ape Escape copies when I did a big sell off of my PlayStation 2 collection. But now I do have Ape Escape 1, 2, and 3 back in the collection. So I'm pretty stoked to have that back in there. And I gotta say, after not been out there doing a lot of game hunting for quite some time, at least out in the wild, I thought that this was a pretty solid stack of games to kind of run into, and add to the collection. So definitely stoked to find these. I did have a couple orders that were supposed to be coming in, and I did get some cases to complete some loose disc games that I have. So I'll be completing those over this weekend. But yeah, these are some of the pickups. I mean, you guys let me know down in the comments while I have you all here. Graphically, which console do you guys think had the better graphics out of the sixth generation? Would you say it was the Xbox, the GameCube, or the PlayStation 2? Or would you throw the Dreamcast in that generation and say, okay, Dreamcast could compete? Because I honestly think graphically, the Dreamcast could compete with the PlayStation 2. From a graphics perspective, I felt like, the Dreamcast definitely could compete um, with some of these games, especially when you look at certain games like Berserk, um, Guts Rage. Guts Rage graphically was really good looking. Scour, what's going on? Yeah, usually Xbox OG has the better graphics. That's kind of what I thought. I thought the original Xbox, but I feel like GameCube held its own, man. I feel like GameCube actually really holds its own when it comes to the graphical debate of the sixth generation. I feel like GameCube, there's some GameCube games that just look top notch. I mean, even if you want to just look at like Super Smash Bros. Melee, Melee had some really good graphics, especially with the cutscenes. I think just, the thing that kind of killed the GameCube, in my opinion, was that little tiny disc. That tiny disc kind of took away from it, from it being able to do a lot of the things that you could do on the Xbox and the PlayStation 1. Xbox has Half-Life 2, Doom 3, which is basically a PC port. Yeah. Yeah. No, you raise a good point. You definitely raise a good point there. But yeah, so far this month, this is where I'm at as far as the pickups go. I feel like this is going to be a strong sixth generation month for me in September, because most of the games that I've picked up so far are sixth generation games. You guys have so far seen me pick up Ape Escape 2. Now I have Ape Escape 3. I picked up Piano 3 on the GameCube. I did get Ultimate Alliance 2 on the PlayStation 3. And then I have some of these other sixth generation games. So it's what's more readily available out there in the wild. Um, let's see. Scar says, I heard GameCube have faster loading time due to smaller disc. I don't know if that, I don't know. I'd have to do the comparison. I think I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'll probably play my GameCube version of Ultimate Spider-Man. I'll pop the PlayStation 2 version in because I still have my backwards compatible PlayStation 3 plugged in. So we'll plug that in. We'll see if that works, and then we'll see which one runs better, which one looks better. But yeah, guys, did not want to stay. LD, what's going on, man? Yeah, I did not want to keep you guys too long. I know it's almost midnight. A lot of you guys probably want to go to bed and get ready for the next day. I'm actually zonked. I just wanted to do a quick video, show you guys some of these pickups. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite pickup was, and I will catch you in the next video. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.